Mojy Haddad, and I was chair in 2006, 2007. I was a vice chair, co-chair of the campaign for the bond election. So during 2006, 2007, when I was chair, the building was well underway, but we had just finished basically campaign for the bond election, which was successful, and we're well underway for the stadium construction. Members of the campaign for the bond election, they were all chamber members, and chamber had a major role in doing that campaign, and then the promotion and then the drive to get the people out to the vote, raise money for the campaign funds and all that. So it was all done by the individual members of the chamber. It has actually had a great impact, and quite frankly, it was a no-brainer to have America's team in our backyard in Arlington, Texas. So and quite frankly, it has been a great partnership with the Cowboys and the Rangers, and people in Arlington saw the partnership we had with Rangers, how successful it was, and they didn't think twice. We had really good election results for that bond election, and people in Arlington knew, not only just the business community, but the citizens of Arlington knew that this will be a good thing for the city of Arlington as a whole. Wow, that takes me back quite sometimes. You're right. I mean, I remember, I've been a member of Chamber for 35, 40 years. So we used to meet in a small building down the road, and quite frankly, the rooms were so small. I mean, like I said, we could hardly hold any number of people in there. So at that point, the chamber members decided it's time for us to basically have a home. And so a group of business people that they were engaged in the chamber, and quite frankly, led by David Moritz and Bob Duncan at the time, we all got together and decided that we need to do something about Chamber's new basically home. So a piece of property where we're sitting on right now came up, and it was too big for Chamber alone basically to have a building on it. We couldn't afford all of the land for our own building. So we talked to Bob Duncan and Jerry Jordan, and they also agreed to basically take a portion of it and create what we call now a commerce center, a Chamber of Commerce building center. So the two of them, Bob Duncan and Jerry Jordan, agreed to basically take a part of it and have their building, which I designed, by the way, all three of them, and created the Commerce Center. And then we basically began with the leadership of David Moritz. We raised the money that needed to build the chamber building without borrowing a dime from the bank. So it was all paid for by the members of the chamber business community. Now I have to say David Moritz made the largest contribution, and he really stepped up to the plate, and he was very instrumental in also bringing other people to the table for helping with the construction and all that. But I do recall my meetings with him when I was drawing the plans and designing it. He said, Mojy, we have a set budget, and we're not going to go to the bank to borrow any money, so you better stay in the budget. And we did. We stayed in the budget, built the building, and turned out a beautiful complex. And then Bob Duncan and Jerry also built their own building, which I designed also those. So it became a really nice place for people to come and create a good environment also for the Arlington. To know that, the building that I designed, like you said, basically has been instrumental in bringing so many people together and so many deals made right here in Arlington at the Chamber of Commerce building for the betterment of our community and our citizens. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better thing. I didn't know all of that was going to happen, but it's great. It does feel good to see the basic results of your work all scattered throughout the city. And you're right, in particular in North Arlington, I have left a lot of footprints there. And people drive by and they know my buildings when they see my designs. But I'm the most proud of all that, quite frankly, that I've been able to bring a lot of businesses to the city of Arlington, a lot of retail, restaurants and all that. In fact, I was thinking I probably have brought 10, 15 restaurants just to North Arlington area that have come to my shopping centers, and people enjoy it, and they visit that, and that's something that people have right here in their backyard, that they don't have to go through to other cities to go to a good Mexican restaurant or go Japanese restaurant or what have you. So it's been rewarding to me to see that, my shopping centers have been able to attract really quality businesses in Arlington that people of Arlington like to go visit. So it's been rewarding. I understand and I appreciate, the diversity of the chamber and the diversity of our city. But I don't look at people and see anything different. I look at everybody as people, so that's how I look at it. I mean, I became a chair of the chamber after, for instance, Dr. Judy Carrier, who was the president of the TCC campus, the first woman to become a chair of our campus, of our chamber. So, it's wonderful, but I'm not looking into, a specific color or race or gender. I think we're all people, and, we just look at people based on their qualifications. My peers, I was just very honored that my peers, that I look at the wall, all the people that have been chaired before me, that they thought that I'm qualified to be the chair of the Chamber of Commerce, not because I was the first Persian or Middle Eastern or Asian to be the chair of the chamber. I was the first qualified person, the qualified individual that they wanted to be the chair. And it's really truly an honor to be part of in that group of people that they came before me, and the group that has come after me. Every year, Chamber has been influencing policies in Arlington, the basically economic development in Arlington. So it's played a major role in every aspect of our city. So I cannot really be unfair for me to pick just one moment, because there are too many moments to think about that Chamber does on a daily basis, on annual basis, to influence what happens in Arlington. So I'm really proud to be a member of Chamber, and that's why I've been a member since, like I said, 35, 40 years ago. Chamber has been great to me, and I'm a believer that take care of people that take care of you. Chamber used to be an economic development arm of the city. And then around that time, we stopped taking money and decided to basically raise money for the chamber from our members. And that way it allows us to speak more freely on policy issues with the city. And so that was a pivotal time for us at the chamber, because we're losing substantial amount of revenue that was coming from the city to the chamber. So when I became chair at that year, basically I was asked to increase the revenues of the chamber membership by $1 million. So that was my goal, and we reached that goal with the help of, I wouldn't take a credit, quite frankly, myself, because I couldn't have done it without the chamber's members' participation and engagement and contribution. So we achieved that goal, quite frankly, that year, raising over $1 million, increase in the revenues of chamber membership by over $1 million to make up for the losses that we were going to have from the city's contribution to the chamber for handling the economic development. So that was something that it was a challenging but also rewarding, that I worked with so many good people and they all responded to the call. So that was really, really touching. Like I said, the example I gave you about raising the chamber membership by $1 million, that was a can-do attitude of the chamber business members, And the same thing goes with the whole city, quite frankly. We have been a can-do city for a long time, ever since, Tom Vandergriff started that, with the Rangers, with the Six Flags, with General Motors. So every time the city leaders have come to the citizens of Arlington and ask for something of that magnitude, bring to the city, which they know they're going to create basically jobs and they basically, improve the economic vitality of the city. Citizens of Arlington, business community, everybody has responded. And we all have seen the results of it, that they're all here in our backyard. We talked about General Motors, Six Flags, Cowboys Stadium, Rangers Stadium twice. So we are a can-do city. I cannot think of personally any other city that has had so much success working with the citizens and business community to achieve what we have done here in Arlington. So there's a reason we're called Can-Do City. When we were in a smaller building, I remember we had invited, for instance, Senator Phil Gramm, a very prominent senator, to come and speak to us. Quite frankly, back then, to show you how far we've come, and it doesn't, anyway, we invited him to come for a breakfast meeting with the chamber members. We'll have 5 or 6 people show up, which I thought, that is crazy. And look now, we ask for someone come and the whole room fills up. So we have come a long way from where we were before with events and all that you guys have sponsored. Anyway, I just said that. I don't know if it is necessarily, but it was something that it's stuck in my mind that, we used to really not have this much of, event size of like events that you're doing right now. We're doing to people show up. So you guys are doing something right. Every year has been instrumental in impacting Arlington businesses and citizens of Arlington. From policy making to, quite frankly, getting engaged with chamber members, getting engaged with how the zoning ordinances are written, or the landscape ordinance written, and all the other issues that could impact City of Arlington and the residents for quality of life, for transportation-related items, whether, for stadiums. So Chamber has been instrumental and really played a big role in Arlington's, quality of life and business development, So for the past 80 years, and that's every year. It's not, we can't say, well, we have taken a break on. Every year we've been engaged with that. So it's just something that you can't separate, Chamber. And quite frankly, I want to say that Chamber and City have always had a great relationship and work as a team together. We've had impact on UT Arlington. We've had impact on the TCC, on our school system. So you can see the impact of Chamber, not only just in people, businesses that they have, they're members of the Chamber, but with the school district, with the higher education, with the city policies, and at the state level. We used to travel to Washington, for instance, and look for funding that we can bring to Arlington. I remember when we went to Washington and asked for money to upgrade Arlington's airport, for instance, to allow for the jets to land. That was before the Cowboys Stadium, in anticipation of that. So we have been instrumental in doing a lot of really important things in the city of Arlington for the Arlington residents and for the business community as a whole. So it's been very impactful. And I'm sure it will go on for another 80 years the same way that it has been in the past. So I'm very, very proud of our chamber. To me means together we succeed, that we as a city, as a business community, as come together, our higher education, our school system, AISD, all as a group come together and make an impact for the city and our community and the life of our citizens as a whole. And once we do that as together, we work together, then we will succeed and we will prosper together. So basically, that's what I get out of it, that, it's a teamwork. We have to work together. School district can do it by themselves. City can do it by themselves. Chamber can do it by themselves. Citizens of Arlington, individuals can do it by themselves. So it is a teamwork. We all have to come together and do it together to succeed. Continue the good work of Chamber look at what we've done in the past, learn from any mistakes we've made, and then move forward. Take the city to the next level. That's what we've been always doing, take the city, our city to the next level.